Now there's something else for ads called dynamic keyword insertion that'll allow you to have some more flexibility and create a lot of ads very quickly. But it also, like any tool, you can use a saw to cut trees or you can use a saw to injure yourself. You need to be careful with it. So a dynamic keyword insertion in PPC ads. What this is writing the ad in such a way that you tell Google to dynamically insert the keyword you've hit upon into the ad. And it depends on how Google matches the keyword. So sometimes it'll be the exact keyword, sometimes it will be a broad match variation or a phrase match variation. But it dynamically inserts it into the ad copy. So you can have one ad, 15 keywords in the ad group, and it creates 15 ads right there. So this can be really good, and it can allow you to make some pretty quick expansions of the number of ads you have. By having your keyword in the ad copy, you're increasing your click-through rate. Having keywords in the ad copy automatically will increase your click-through rate, hands down. And again, lots of ads really quickly. Now, there are downsides on this, and if you want to see some really funny ones, just go to eBay or go to Google and search on a term like eBay brains, and you'll get ads like buy brains on eBay because they're using dynamic keyword insertion, and they haven't really thought out what they're doing. So there's some simple syntax to this, and it works like this. You have two curly brackets, then you have the word keyword, a colon, and then you have some default text. So that curly bracket keyword colon, that signals to Google that you want to dynamically plop that keyword in, whatever keyword actually generated the ad. The default text here, that's going to be what gets in there if the keyword is too long and it pushes your ad beyond the character counts. So you want to have something appear there instead of just having a hole in your ad. So you have a little default text. You can't exceed the character limits, but the curly brackets, the colon, and the word keyword do not count against character limits, okay? Now just a little safety hint, as you're in the Google interface and you're typing this in, until you close that second curly bracket, Google's going to start saying you're over, you're over, you're over. And you type in your ad, and as you type the text in, Google says you have X number of characters left. And when you cross the 35 or the 25 limit, it starts going you're -5, -6. Once you close the brackets, then it takes that out and you actually get the number. So you actually, it just doesn't count towards your character limits. Now, the great thing about dynamic keyword insertion, it can go into any part of the ad. Headline, description lines, display URL, destination URL. And you can make it appear in different ways. So by the way you type in the word keyword will allow you to make the inserted key phrase appear in different ways. If you type it in all lowercase, it comes up with all lowercase. If you type it with an initial K, the initial letter is capitalized, initial cap K, initial cap W, all initial caps. If you capitalize the phrase key, you get everything capitalized in front. Same thing with word, and if you have it all caps, you get all the words capitalized, all the letters capitalized. Now, one word of warning on this, especially with the capitalization, Google's not a real big fan of multiple caps in a ad. So unless it's an acronym or abbreviation, Google thinks you're shouting, and they don't like multiple caps in an ad. They also don't like more than one exclamation point because they think you're being overly promotional. So keep that in mind as you're writing the ads. Every time you write an ad, Google will go through 3 stages of approval. The first one will be, yeah, all the elements are the right length, and you're not necessarily violating any things like selling drugs or adult products or guns. Google won't allow you to advertise any of those. So those are your first 3 rules. That gives you kind of a tentative approval, and your ads can start to run on just Google. Then Google reviews them a little more, and your ads can run on all the search partners. Now, sometimes if you have say somebody's trademarking the ad, it'll go through a manual review process, and that can just make your life so much more fun. But generally, you write your ad, and it's approved within half an hour to run on the Google Search Network, and then within an hour or so, if it's approved, it runs on all the Google Search partners. Okay, back to dynamic keyword insertion. So here is our ad written out with DKI worked into it. Headline: brand new keyword phones, close keyword. Huge selection of phones, great prices. Line 2, keyword default text phones, in stock, free shipping. Then display URL, bestdealer.com/keyword. And this nil here is, if my keyword drives me over the length, I'm just telling Google not to put anything there. And then my destination URL, I'm actually plugging the keyword into the destination URL, and if my website is set up, it can actually take that keyword, generate a search, and give you a search results page on your website. So that can be pretty cool. So here are some examples of it actually working. Our keyword is Nokia N90. Brand new Nokia N90, huge selection of phones, great prices. Nokia N90 in stock, free shipping. bestdealer.com/Nokia N90. So here's where it was inserted. Here's where it was inserted. It was inserted here, and it was inserted here. It fit, no problem. Samsung. It made the display URL too long, so it didn't have anything there, and there was no default text. But it was able to fit in the description line and in the headline. And then when we went really long, Motorola Razr Silver, it wouldn't fit in the headline, it wouldn't fit in the second line, it wouldn't fit in the display URL, and it wouldn't fit in the destination URL. So variations on how this dynamic keyword insertion can take place. But just beware with this. If you're using DKI, look at each keyword in that ad group and say, if I slap that into the ad, would the ad read well, or would it read like gobbledygook?